Pick three players. Have you been noticing a lot of repeat hits or the repeat mirrors of those hits? We're going to talk about that. Yes, you're going to learn something today. Some of you are probably not new to this, but for some of my newer pick three players, this could be very helpful because sometimes hits are coming back to back or their mirror counterparts. So we're going to talk about mirror numbers and how they're so important to some of these games, okay? So let's take the example from the state of Georgia. My Cash 3 Georgia players. Oh, here we go. All right. We're going to use the 1, 2, 3 rundown, all right? And you'll have to back test to see which rundown will work best with this strategy for your state. It just depends on what's going on, but just pay attention. Go back about 3 to 5 days to see what your state is doing if you've been noticing any repeat hits or their mirrors. So we're going to lock in the hit from November 5th evening. Georgia had 514 drop, okay? So we're going to put it into the grid. How do you count and put these together? Very simply, we're going to add each number down the columns. So for the first column, we're going to add 1 all the way down. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Only use your 2-digit numbers, your ones place. So you're going to only use your 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So the number you start with should be the number you end with. All right, then you're going to add the second column. Add 2 all the way down. Add 3 all the way down. All right, make sure you remember that lottery math. Okay, so I noticed with a lot of states, we're getting repeat numbers, meaning the hit comes back within a few days, or their mirrored numbers. So let's talk about what the heck is a mirror number. Some people believe in them, some people don't. I do. Okay, I do. So mirror numbers are the same number, but they're just the opposite of themselves. Okay, so let's say we have the number 0. If we add 5 to it, we get the number 5. 5 and 0, they're the same number. They're just opposite when we talk about lottery numbers. All right, 1 could be a 6, or 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7. 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8. 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9. And a 9 could be a 4. So those are mirror numbers. Why is this so important? Because when we're talking about repeat numbers, there was something on this grid saying that the 514 or its mirror number was going to come back. But they got tricky, and I'm going to show you how to make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to show you a little back tester. And when you see how all of this comes together, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, she got something. I know. Just hold on. All right. The first thing I want you to do is, first of all, realize where the mirror number would be on this chart. So if we're looking to see if maybe 514 could come back, let me put this in another color. Or maybe it's mirror. So if we have 5 here, we need to look to see where the mirror number would be on the chart. Okay. So with the 1, 2, 3, 5 on that first column, we also see 0. So we already know we're in the right place. That 1 stays a 1 on the 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it didn't mirror, it stays the same. And then the 3, that 4 changes into a 9. So our mirrored set would be what? 0, 1, 9. Okay? They're the same numbers. They're just opposite. That's what we call the mirrors. Why am I talking about this? You know how many times people say, man, I had it. I had the hit, man. But the mirrors played. This is where this comes from. Sometimes with pick 3 games, either the hits are coming back. You may notice in your state you're getting a lot of repeats, or their mirrors. And I'm going to show you how to figure this out. Sometimes it's a little bit easier said than done, but you can do it. There's a key digit pair in this rundown. Okay, we're going to talk about key digits real quick. There's a key digit Key digit numbers are special numbers. They just tell me when they're put together that there's something going on with the grid. Okay, you ever heard of the numbers lucky 7, right? Sometimes our key digits are 7s and 2s. They tell me something important about the grid. And the reason I know this is because I have to study a lot of the states, and I come to find out that the certain key numbers will tell you a specific pattern, something you need to look for that state. They don't work the same, so don't go thinking it's going to work for your state. You have to pay attention. But look at the 5 and 0. Notice how they're together. They happen to be key digit numbers. Okay? Key digit numbers are 5s and 0s. All right? Now, when they're together, if you see them together in a pair, please, something could be happening. Some states, when you see these key pairs, the numbers can come on top or the bottom. Those could be the hottest numbers. This is the best way I can explain that. Some states, when you go and backtrack, you may see hits coming straight across, and you'll see either they're sitting on top or the bottom. You'll notice that the 019 is not sitting on top of the bottom of the 55, but something happens. This is where I want to show you this neat trick using a different rundown so you can kind of compare something. Okay, now if I'm thinking hits would come from here, I would have thought just by some previous knowledge that Georgia might have hit the 637, 873, 132, or the 378, right? That's how I like to use my key digit pairs. All right, and again, key digit numbers are just special numbers telling me something could be going on, okay, or something needs to be looked at very hard, okay? Now, I'm telling you guys because sometimes when you see these keys, they're also telling us that either the hit is coming back or it's mirror. So we're looking at 514 and 019. But notice how that number is not sitting on top or the bottom of the keys. Okay. I learned something a few weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, which we all know is the same as 3, 6, 9. Meaning there's the same numbers they're running, but they're just in different orders. Let me show you. It starts with 514, true. If you look at the second line, you get a 637, but notice that same 637 is a little lower. So it's the same rundown, but they're positioning the hits differently. Whenever you see these keys and you think there's a possibility that the 514 or its mirror could come back to your state within a couple of draws or days, pay attention to switch it, compare it. Now, when I go and I put the 514 in the 369, okay, I'm going to highlight the keys. You got 50 and 55. Those are my key digit pairs. That's telling me I better pay attention. That means sometimes numbers could be coming on the top or the bottom. Do you notice what's shifted? I'm going to give you a second. What shifted? Notice how the 514, okay, how the 55 sits on top of it now, and how the 019, that mirror of the 514, literally sitting right on the bottom of the 50. Okay, pay attention. Pay attention. That was the switch. And I did this because they're so separate. And I said, hold up, there could be a possibility that not only the numbers here could be good, they could be good, but maybe there's a chance that this hit may come back or it's mirror. Well, guess what? It came back, and it came back exact. Georgia had a hit November 5th evening. Nighttime game. And it came out exact 019. 019. Now, notice again how separate they are from here. I would have chosen, again, 637, 873 to play, 132 or 378, just based on my background knowledge with learning how to use key digit pairs. But I notice sometimes the hits or the mirrors of those hits are coming back out. And I said, okay, well, I see the pairs, but why aren't they sitting on top? As soon as I reverse it to its opposite, 369, it made more sense because I want the numbers to stay the same, right? But the numbers are going to start moving. And this is why I want to share with you what people may not be talking about in the Pick 3 community is how these numbers are coming back. Repeat or the repeat mirrors are huge. And please, when you start looking back in your state, you're probably going to notice a whole lot more of these. Now, make sure you're paying attention. Give yourself options. Play it on paper first. Practice. If you notice your state doesn't have to use the alternate 369, don't do it. Stick to a rundown that you don't need to shift. But I'm telling you, this is where the trickery is, because had I went and if I was in Georgia and I played these numbers, I would have been hot because the 019 was right on the grid. How would I have missed that? But I learned through trial and error. I'm trying to save y'all some time. If you think a repeat or something is coming, go ahead and use and switch to that opposite rundown, okay? I'm telling you, I've seen so many things. I can't even share right now. There's so many amazing things. But this is how we're getting repeat mirror hits, okay? So again, backtrack, practice on paper first. And yeah, we'll see y'all on the next video.